Hi everyone, welcome back to Raven Master Thief. Here we are. It's been a while, I apologise. It took longer than I expected to get the next episode out. So, we completed the storyline in Chapter 2 aboard the cruise ship, and we've arrived here in Egypt. We're in the museum. We had a chat last time with the violinist who's been hired to play at the opening where they were going to show the eyes of the Sphinx, which is the big diamonds. So here we are, Constable Zellner at the museum. I suppose you can go and have a look around the museum. I'm not sure what else to do at the moment.
Ancient Egyptian jewelry. I like that golden signet ring with a scarab made of jasper. In ancient Egypt, these beetles were regarded as symbols of fertility. Nowadays, we just call them dung beetles. I suppose the beetles don't really care.
No, and you know, spreading the dung, fertilise the fields, you know, it's all good stuff. Now we've got a rather imposing guard here in his fez, so we're going to have a chat with him.
Well-trained guards are usually the best security system, although they didn't manage to stop the Raven in London.
Yeah, but that was an old guard on night duty.
That must be the treasure chamber where the Eye of the Sphinx is due to be exhibited. The display case is already prepared.
Should we go and have a look?
No, sir.
I'm from the Swiss police. I want to check the security arrangements.
No one may enter the treasure chamber before the delivery has arrived.
Fair enough. That's good security, I suppose. That doesn't look... Anyway, it doesn't look like part of the actual Anubis statue. Is it Anubis? Possibly? Don't know my Egyptian very well, it would seem. I think he's just hiding behind the pillar. Yeah, we'll get moving. I thought he was going to naturally walk off, but he didn't. Over here we have Miss Miller. And what else do we have? We have enter the guard room. Let's go and have a look in the guard room and see what they got. We're going to have a proper little shifty round here.
Locked.
No, we're not going to have a shifty round here then, it would seem. Did we talk to... I think we talked to Miss Miller, didn't we? See if there's any other lines of dialogue that we may have.
I can't tell whether Miss Miller and Professor Lucien would be happy together. I hope so, though.
Who can tell the twists and turns of love? Let's go to... Oh, what we got? We've got our wallet, okay. Let's go to the main hall. Ooh, Egyptian boat. We've got some guard dog jackal things. I'd go and look at the boat if this was me in this museum, because I'd be quite excited about that. Go up. Oh, we got some. Examine the daggers over there. Oh, some daggers, yeah. Some sarcophagus. Is it sarcophaguses or sarcophagi? What's the plural for sarcophagus? Sarcophagi. Sarcophaguses. I don't know. Probably doesn't matter. It's probably not going to help us solve the case, but I just...
I've heard of this. Desert glass. In the great sand sea of the Libyan desert, there's a region where natural glass is found. Nobody knows how it formed. The valuable material was often used for jewelry in ancient Egypt.
Well, it's got to be the sand and some sort of heat source, isn't it? The sun, perhaps, or... Oh, I love the music kicking in. Let's go have a look at the daggers then. Is there going to be a murder?
Several daggers in a row. Their shapes and patterns look timeless, elegant. What does it say here?
It says that. It says
The dagger on the left is a replica of the dagger from the tomb of Tutankhamun. It must have been incredibly precious during his lifetime because it's made of iron. Thousands of years before the Ice Age, meteorites were the only source of pure iron. So a star that fell from the sky, bringing a substance that's harder than anything they'd known before, would have been a dramatic event. No wonder they used it to forge a weapon for the godlike pharaoh.
Hey, look at that. That's a nice bit of information.
Aha. This shows how the ancient Egyptians were able to move the heavy blocks of stone to build their pyramids and temples. They used ropes, wooden sleds, and poles as levers.
Nah. Oh, and that's obviously part of... I think he's wrong. What I think that
These
is...
exhibits aren't originals, of course.
That
They're reconstructed based
is a
on old
model
pictures.
town.
Nonetheless,
And
it's
if Indiana
impressive how they
Jones
managed to
stands
build
at a certain
monuments
point
like
on a
the
certain
pyramids
day
such
with a
simple
staff with a
tools.
gem in it, it'll point out the location of the Ark of the Covenant. Guarantee that's what that is. Sorry, Zellner, I didn't listen to a word you said then. I was just going on about Indiana Jones. Oh, Lady Westmacott's there. I didn't even see her. That's dreadful, isn't it?
Impressive, isn't it? Thousands of years old and still beautiful.
You can't talk to a lady like
They
that.
dug it out of the sand near Thebes over 50 years ago. I was there.
Really?
I met my husband there. He was an assistant on the dig and was ordered by the director of the excavation to take care of that writer. I financed many excavations in the following years, here in Egypt and in the Near East. I visited my husband, together with our son. It was the best time of my life. But a museum is no place for nostalgia. What can I do for you?
Ah, a fulfilling life.
You've had a long and successful life, Lady Westmacott.
What's that supposed to mean, Mr. Zellner? That I should be ready to leave the stage? Because I'm not.
Oh, I didn't want...
I'm here because life is here, Constable. Or was. I have never lived as much as I have here. No fame, no money can buy that.
I understand.
I'm sorry, Constable Zellner. Such an outburst isn't fitting for a woman of my age. And an English woman at that. Let's talk about something else.
So, when you think about it, this is very obviously, the whole series has been based a little bit on Agatha Christie, and obviously this is the Agatha Christie kind of similar character, isn't it, Lady Westmacott? Because you think about it, we had the first chapter aboard the Orient Express, obviously murder on the Orient Express. Then there's the steamship, and then coming over to Egypt, and obviously another famous one of her cases was Poirot's Death on the Nile, wasn't it? They're all Poirot, and Zellner is like a wish Poirot. It's kind of not quite the genuine article. A little bit fatter, a little bit bolder, not quite as bright, and he's Swiss rather than Belgian. But yeah, I like the similarities. They're playing on it to sort of bring you along the that recognisable murder mystery theme from the 1920s, is it? I think. Let's talk. Anyway, sorry, I got slightly way on a tangent there. Let's talk about your son.
Your son? You haven't said much about him. Or perhaps you did, just not by name.
You're an attentive listener, Mr. Zellner.
I was wondering why you knew so much about Miss Miller's unhappy marriage.
I stopped paying his bar tabs. Stopped paying reporters to hush things up. He got to know her and went with her to America to start a new life. You can change your name easily, but not who you really are. He has my eyes, doesn't he?
The Part 2 novel is for him, isn't it?
If I couldn't provide Matthew with a good father, then at least I can provide him with a good start in life.
Yeah, we solved that little riddle, chapter 1, didn't we? We knew that she was the young lad's grandmother. Murder investigations.
When I was working on the ship, I felt like one of the detectives in your novels.
You were lucky. It was an unusual murder. Most murders happen in the heat of the moment or are committed by idiots. They're uninspired. But Gebhardt thought it through. He could have succeeded.
I don't know. He made too many mistakes.
He couldn't have known that the Baroness, almost unconscious from the drugs, would lock her cabin door.
But that was a risk. The plan was too complicated and sloppily executed.
You certainly are a harsh critic, Mr. Zellner.
He could have shot her on the side deck and thrown the weapon into the sea. With no witnesses, no one would have suspected him.
How boring.
Or if it had to be a complicated plan, then he should have worked more carefully. Should have thought of everything, had a plan B in place.
Maybe he didn't have enough time. He had only a few hours to plan and commit the murder.
Still, he should have covered his tracks more carefully. The audio tape, the bloody glove, none of that should have stayed in the medical center.
True, true.
Do you think that Dr. Gebhardt was the Raven?
Was? Do you think he's dead?
The letter sounded like he committed suicide.
There's your answer. Does that sound like the Raven? Being unmasked? Taking the easy way out?
My sentiments exactly. The Raven wouldn't commit murder, get caught, and then jump into the sea.
You don't want everything to be over, do you?
It's my chance to do something great. It can't be over yet.
At least you solved the murder of the Baroness. You're a hero.
That's not how the newspapers see it. Nor I. Something's missing. I can achieve more.
Careful, Constable. He who flies too close to the sun...
Is that the myth of Icarus?
To be honest, no. The story is Greek, and was only written down 1,000 years later. I was counting on the dramatic effect.
Oh, worked well enough.
Talk about the Raven.
Let's assume that the thief is
the boy's
still
there.
out there. Who is he?
If all this were a novel, then it would be the one you least expect.
Is that intended to be a confession, Lady Westmacott?
What do we know about the new Raven?
He's a man who would stop at nothing.
Must it be a man? And how do we know that it's just one person? There could be several people collectively pretending to be the Raven.
So, we don't know anything.
That's not completely true. We know that he or she wants the eye of the Sphinx, and will probably strike here, assuming he or she hasn't already gone.
It may be the end of the story for me, Lady Westmacott. Inspector Legrand will arrive soon and send me to the hotel. I'll return tonight for the gala, hoping all the while that the Raven does dare to attempt a burglary. Tomorrow morning, I'll have to return to Switzerland. What an unsatisfactory ending that would be.
It wouldn't be a triumphant ending, but it could be worse. At least you'd still be alive, Constable.
That's true.
Will you attend the gala tonight, Lady Westmacott?
But of course, the antiquities, the delightful atmosphere, and who knows, perhaps there will be another spectacular burglary.
And your cruise?
The ship doesn't leave until tomorrow, and believe me, I'd cancel the cruise for this.
As always, it was an entertaining and enlightening chat, Lady Westmacott.
I'm going to miss our little chats, Constable Zellner. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Right, there we go. It's a good bit of information. Now we got Matt over here, her grandson.
Ahoy, Matt.
The statue was talking.
The statue was talking?
Yes.
And what did it say?
It said it was...
That's a very bad word.
I know.
And an English one. Don't you think it's odd that an old Egyptian statue speaks English?
Don't you think it's odd that a statue speaks at all?
That would
Good
have
comeback.
been my next question.
The talking statue.
And, is the statue talking to you right now?
Do you think I'm nuts?
No, of course not. I just thought you might have much better ears than me. Ears that can hear statues.
Some cop you are, Mr. Zellner. This is a mystery and you're just making jokes.
You're right. It's just...
Don't you believe me?
I believe you, Matt.
We both agree that a stone statue without a mouth or vocal cords cannot speak, right?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay. That means you heard something else. And we have to find out what or who it was.
Roger.
There's obviously a door behind the statue.
I'm almost a bit envious of you. Going up the Nile on a ship.
There'll be a
It
murder.
must be great.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't sound so keen.
I think my mom wants the professor to come too.
And you don't?
No,
You
Matt.
can't tell me.
What if mom marries the professor and doesn't work with the lady anymore? We'd have to move to London, and I'd have to go to a new school.
Do you think of her at all? Tell her that you don't like it. That's a difficult one. Because a mum will always want to put the child's needs first. But, okay, in this situation, the grandmother will always financially look after them. But, you know, Matt growing up with a stepfather could also be a good thing. So, you know, a male role model to look up to and all that. So, let's go with, did you think about her at all? Although you probably wouldn't say this to a child.
You like your life as it is, and you don't want to change a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever thought about whether your mother is happy? The world doesn't revolve around you, you know. If you're unhappy, you have to do something. Sometimes you have to take a chance. And in that case, you need all the help you can get.
Do you mean Mom isn't happy?
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, here we go. Here's Legrand and the copper.
This
And
will all
Professor.
be over soon. Then I'll finally have time for you.
We wanted to head back to the hotel.
Certainly. And tonight at the gala, I'll show you around the museum, okay? And have you made up your mind about the cruise?
Well, I don't really know.
Oh, come on, Mom. Who could teach us more about Egypt than the professor?
Then it's settled.
What a lovely awkward moment that was.
I didn't expect you to say that.
Well, Mom, sometimes you have to take a chance.
Just one clap.
Well, who wants ice cream?
Me! Actually, Mr. Zellner still owes me some.
Do I? Oh, probably. Was that the shuffleboard incident? I can't remember. Right. Okay. It looks like they're all going over here. Anything? Oh, what was that?
Exclusive and unique. The eyes of the Sphinx exhibited together
looking
for
at
the
this.
first time ever. Hopefully the visitors will be satisfied with a single eye. Otherwise, all this effort will be for nothing.
Well, not if you're advertising both of them.
Unfortunately, now it's just the eye of the Sphinx.
Oh, right, there we go.
But it's a bit too late to change the banner.
Brilliant.
A great moment. Professor Lucien, your key, please.
Tutankhamun, look.
Yes. Well,
Come on, Professor.
but you have to realize that...
Thank you.
Finally. But...
Professor?
I wanted to give you this. Well, after the burglary in London, I thought the eye might not be safe on its way to Egypt. So I secretly took it when I was supposed to place it in the safe in London.
How dare you?
I felt that I should leave the jewel to someone I trusted completely. Myself.
But the jewel was safe. From London to here, no one had an opportunity to steal it.
I beg your pardon, my dear colleague. But if that were true, I wouldn't have had it.
Congratulations, Professor Lucien. You fooled everyone, it seems. The honor is yours.
Is it a fake, though? You used to get some longer trousers as well.
Well, that's that. Shall I explain the security system to you, Inspector?
The French ambassador summoned me. I have to get in touch with him. The press is besieging the embassy, and I have to answer their questions.
But you absolutely must come tonight. The opening of the exhibition will be the highlight of the year, and you are my special guest.
I will see what I can do. Zellner, will you have a look at the security precautions? We'll see each other tonight.
Yes,
Of course, but
Wait, Inspector. I'll join you.
Well, here we are. The inspector will answer the reporter's questions for the next few hours. And well,
I won't take up too much of your time. I'll take a look around and then go lie down so that I'm ready for tonight.
Right, okay. So, we can't come out and look at Tutankhamun. That's his burial master, that's a shame.
What's in the other display cases?
other valuable originals. The eyes of the Sphinx would have been the highlights of our exhibition. Now that we only have one left, it doesn't really outshine the other valuables anymore. This room is full of world-class treasures.
Yeah, indeed it is. Indeed it is. I was fortunate. I went down to London, quite a few years ago now, when the Tutankhamun exhibition was moving around. You know, they went on tour almost, and I saw it in the O2 Arena in London. And it's just, think how old it is, and you think of the craftsmanship and all the everyday items like chairs and spoons and glasses and things like. It's just incredible, absolutely incredible to see what they were able to produce back then. And yeah, I would love to be able to go to Egypt one day to have a properly look at stuff. But anyway, that's beside the point. Got a camera up there.
What's that? A camera?
The latest model. It's called video surveillance.
I've heard about that. The images are recorded and can be viewed again later.
That's right. Images from all 3 cameras are recorded in the guard room.
Wow.
As I've said, we've spared no effort and no expense.
God, that would have been expensive back here this time.
Many people picture a stone coffin when they hear the word sarcophagus, but this one is wooden. As usual, an ornamental representation of the deceased is painted on the outside in gold and other colors.
Beautiful. What else do we have to inspect? Anything? Obviously, there's the hip, the eye itself.
How is the display case protected?
It's made of bulletproof glass that's several centimeters thick. You'd need heavy machinery to open it, but even the smallest disturbance of the display case will set off the alarm.
Nice.
Doesn't look half bad. A glass cutter wouldn't be much use. Is the display case anchored to the floor?
Why do you ask?
The Raven once stole a whole display case in St. Petersburg instead of just taking the jewels out of it.
Such an attempt would fail here. The display case is bolted to the floor and weighs several 100 kilograms.
That seems pretty good then. Let's come and chat to the Oh, no, where are you going? Oh, he's off. I thought, hang on. Go back.
This here, the gate. How does it work?
If the alarm is set off, the metal gate descends. The same thing happens at the windows and the main entrance. The thief is trapped like a rat.
Nice. Here, he's coming with us. Good. Okay, good.
As are we.
Next, I'll show you our guard room, the heart of the whole security system. And after that, I'll have to excuse myself.
A feather.
Alert the guards. Then call the French embassy. Legrand needs to come. We're being locked out.
Oh, no! Curse you, Raven!
Here, have a seat and try to calm down.